Hello and welcome to the Merle Unlock podcast. I'm Merle.
And I'm Locke.
Set sail and low expectations for everything nerd, accompanied by a healthy, albeit shameful, hub and important banter, lack of focus, and questionably acquired knowledge.
And more.
And more. For today's topic, Locke, I wanted to get into game nights. We've had game nights since, I don't know, for a long time. We've had these game nights that we and our friend group often do with one another, just to catch up and have a good time. And we all live these busy lifestyles and what have you, and we're all working constantly, but we all find time to come together and have like this little group activity. And make some memories with one another. So even with my, living across the country from the rest of the friend group, we still find time to we play video games with one another. And especially when I remember the days when we were really big on Among Us.
Oh, yeah.
That was a blast, man. I loved those days where we would all get on and play Among Us together, and we'd all just fight and argue and just bust each other's balls constantly. And oh man, it was such a fun time. I hope we can find our way back to that.
I know, and I know certain people in that group that just love to get me as agitated as possible.
Yep.
And it was like they were trying to find a way to get my tail. And they're like,
right.
When he's more irritated, he's actually a good guy. It was something like that they had brought it down to. They're like, Locke, every time you're very aggressive about you being the good guy, that's when you actually are just a crewmate. And I was like, so, just like you, I'd just kind of spin it up or just play devil's advocate for a while. Because, I can't have a tell. But, I found it funny when people would point that out then. And I was just like, if you're pointing it out, then you're telling me that you're a good guy. But by you bringing that up, it also tells me that you could be the bad guy trying to lead me into the clever ruse. And already it's that Among Us feeling again, where nobody can be trusted. Everybody must get ejected off the ship.
Oh man, it was awful. Like I especially loved the awful plays, right? Where we just constantly deceive each other, and so many of us were so good at it that we had no idea. Like all the way through, we would never have any idea on whether or not the innocent would, or the other team, what were the bad guys called?
They were the imposters.
The imposters, that's it.
Yeah.
So we would never know who was going to win, and I don't. It was just always really exciting, and we'd be all jokes. Like I remember just having a ball, just sowing chaos, and where I would just make these. Even if I was a crewmate, I would just act suspicious, just to get a rise out of people.
No, I remember it too.
Yeah. Oh man, it was so funny.
You would blame people even though you knew very well that they were doing nothing wrong.
Yeah.
You bugged the shit out of me when you do it. I go, come on.
Oh man, that was such a fun time.
I do love the terrible mishaps that happened at the beginning when we first started playing, like catching somebody using a vent.
Yeah.
As soon as they come out of a vent, and you're like, I just saw somebody come out of a vent. You didn't know what to do. You're like, no, you.
No, you did it.
You were the one bending, and I got you, but now you're trying to blame me. And surprisingly, it had worked. It had worked in a couple of people's favors.
Yep. It happened a few times.
It's like, way to go. Nice try blaming me just because you were caught. And I believe that's how I had even gotten Jane Doe to kind of side with me because apparently made it sound convincing enough.
Yeah.
made made our one friend, she she was like, damn you. I think because of that moment is when she started out to have like this vendetta that she wanted to play a game against me so that she could kill me.
Oh man, it was so good. It was such a perfect game for our group too.
Oh yeah.
And I hope we could either like return to that or find something else to replace it, because man, that was just the best time. And like even before that, like I know when we all get together like during the summers and what have you, we'll do like we'll get together. Our game nights will most likely be like, you know, board games or card games and stuff like that, where we all get together in one house and we make some food, you know, have some drinks and like have a little party with one another. And those are my absolute favorite. Like just all of us getting together and getting ourselves into trouble, you know, just just drinking too much and giving each other crap and, you know, just having an all around good time. And I'll always treasure that. And like I just feel like it's like it's really important. You know, I've had relationships in the past where I've had, you know, groups of friends, and it would get to a point where they get married or they get married and have children, and then they just stop hanging out, you know? They kind of just isolate themselves away and they don't socialize with the friends anymore. Like I've had that happen, and you know, it's kind of miserable, you know? So I'm like, I mean, I get you've had a hard week. You know, you just want to like stay at home and relax, you know, and then you just end up wasting away in your house. And like not saying that like spending quality time with your spouse and children is bad. Of
Nope,
course.
that's what I heard. Don't spend time with them. Spend time with your friends. That is the only thing that is worthwhile in life.
Yeah, it's no, but
friends are nothing.
I just feel like that social that maintaining that social you know, activities with your friends is just, I don't know, like just making those memories, and like you never regret it. Like I never have, at least. You get like if I'm having like a lazy moment, you know, where I'm just like, oh, I kind of just want to like stay home and relax because I'm tired. Like I'm exhausted from the week. I just want to chill out. But then like I force myself to go anyway, right? And I never regret it. Like even preemptively, like I've had a few occasions where my brother was just like, you know, why don't we just like stay in tonight and like not go to this party or whatever or whatever it may be. And you know, I end up saying like, you know what, I'll feel bad, so I'll go anyway. And then I get back the next day, and he like confronts me, and he's like, man, like, did you enjoy, you know, having a hangover and not getting a good night's sleep and this, that, and the other? And I'm like, you know what? It's okay because I had a good time, you know, and like I've never regretted like stepping out of whatever comfort, you know, that I wanted to have the night prior, and decide just to go make myself sick, you know.
Right.
Have some too many drinks, always too many drinks. I mean, I never.
What is the limit?
Yeah. Oh man, that's bad too, isn't it?
Yeah.
But when you're there with friends, I mean, no one's gonna, you know, judge you for drinking too much. That's only if you bring your spouse along with you.
Sometimes
to give you the limit.
It starts with that one person who kind of initiates it. I'm gonna have another one. Yeah, I'm gonna have another one. And there you go. Well, he's letting loose. I might as well.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we're just terrible influences on each other. I think that's what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes.
But it makes for a great time, yeah?
Yeah, makes for an interesting time, if anything.
Yeah, absolutely. There was even a time before Among Us and after Among Us, we would have game nights. We would play like Rainbow Six Siege a lot.
Yeah,
We did that for a long time where we would, you know, we would have enough people that we could do two separate teams and we would go against each other. And that was always a good time. Like I loved doing that when we were all just like getting along and goofing off. And even I remember one time we even played like sardines or something in Rainbow Six Siege. Were you there for that?
sardines. I'm trying to remember the premise.
So it's when like one person hides, and every time somebody finds them, they hide with them.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah. I remember doing that. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. And like since then, we've a couple of us have tried to branch out. I know, to like introduce other games, but then some people aren't down for it, and then the big party split, and one some people decide they're gonna go with that person, some people decide to go with the other, and then like this group's all split up, and it's not like a legitimate game night. And like nights like that, like they're still fun, but it's like, oh man, I wish we could all just like find that one thing again. I feel like and most of us have gotten tired of Rainbow Six Siege at this point.
It's just don't care for the competitiveness of it. Like when we were goofing off, having a good time and whatnot, but it's not like I'm competing for money. So I see no need into getting that good at it. I mean, I think I'm fair enough at first person shooters, but I am not the type of person who's going to look up a YouTuber or a streamer who checks out all the newest strategies on
Yeah, the new metas and what have you.
yeah, whatever the new meta is. Like I think metas and whatnot kind of bothered me.
Yeah, yeah, they're kind of a bummer.
I used to try out some metas in some other games, like when you and I and a few others would play Dead by Daylight. I would try different perk combinations that were all typical used by another streamer that I had watched, but I eventually got bored with it. I said, I see where it's not really fun. I mean, it's fun for a while, but then it gets boring because it's just the same old then.
So what I'm wondering is, what do you think could be our next big game where we can get everybody like recruited to play it? And it's also a question I have to, whatever audience members there may be. Like what party games do you opt for? With you and your friend group to delve into and have a good time with. I know. Recently, one of my favorites is Lethal Company.
Oh, yeah. But you can't have that many people play with you.
I mean, that's true. You can't have that many, but it like still like four people.
Right.
I mean,
I've been seeing a lot of mods for that game lately, and I've been wanting to kind of check them out.
oh, that'd be interesting. I'd be down for
I'm
that.
gonna have to check out to see how I can acquire some mods for it.
Oh, that'd be
And we
great.
can kind of play around. But I do have a game idea that I thought would fit for some of the friends in our group. It was Party Animals.
Oh, yeah. I actually just got that for myself, my daughter, and I bought it for my brother and sister-in-law as a Christmas present.
It kind of reminded me of some other games that we've played, like Gang Beast and
Yep, yep.
I forget.
It's like Gang Beasts on steroids. It's a lot more intuitive. It's like the combat is more fun. The levels are more fun. The characters are adorable. I love them. But yeah, like I'd totally be down for that. Like because I think it's on console as well, so I think there could be some
Yeah,
crossplay.
maybe. It's on Steam and it's on console. I don't know which one I'd prefer to play it on, to be honest.
Yeah, I play on the mouse and keyboard. My brother and sister-in-law are playing it on PC as well, but they're using controllers. So I mean, I'll have to get their opinion, see if they can, say how how it handles with a controller. But no, I love that game. It's great fun. I enjoy it a lot. So if we can get more people to play it, that'd be amazing.
It did, ever since you and I had pulled one of our other friends to play Witch It, and your daughter as well. I'd be interested to see what it would be like if we got a bigger group together to play Witch It. Because I think it'd be funny to see us all kind of goofing off with that.
Absolutely. I mean, there's so many choices out there. It's just, convincing people to not go grab a McDonald's meal and buy a video game instead,
I don't know. It's pretty easy for me. If we're going off of Mickey D's or buying a game, I don't care that much for Mickey D's. That's all right. I'll just eat some ramen noodles and save up for a game.
There you go. Yeah, that's what I do. I never go out to eat.
Right.
I just buy video games. That's the way to be. That's what you should aspire to be like, kids.
Yes, right.
Don't buy food. Buy video games.
Starve.
Yes. Starve.
Starve, and then you can play a game of Don't Starve Together.
Oh, there you
Together.
go. Together. Yeah. I guess by the end of it all, playing games with friends, I mean, I still, I clutch onto that as hard as I can, because, I mean, my friends are extremely important to me, and, I want to spend as much time with friends as I possibly can. So video games and game nights are a perfect way of doing that. I'm not big on the phone, and texting back and forth. It's not, I don't know, it's not entertaining enough for me. I need games, so we can bond together, we can fight over things and give each other a hard time, busting balls.
That's right. So we essentially just treat each other like a bunch of siblings.
Uh-huh.
We give each other a hard time, but we love each other regardless.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. Even though we go off on each other sometimes, there's still that underlying, love, sibling love, it seems. And, I mean, you can't get it anywhere else. Let's be honest. Thank you for joining us on the Merle and Locke podcast. If you enjoyed this banter, please consider becoming a patron by going to patreon.com/Merle and Locke, or simply follow the link in the description. Thank you.